this one. I'll turn off the other one. Okay, there we go. Maybe that helps. Can you, normally I check the sound on my phone. I didn't this time because it worked 5 minutes ago. Is there sound now? Oh, there you go. The other one. Okay. All right, let me start over. Sorry about that. I checked the sound before and it was working just fine. Okay, so it's been a busy morning. Tanya and I got together this morning. If you ordered projects from us, if you ordered $75 from us in the last 30 days, your projects have been sent to you. I mailed them this morning. Let us know when you're ready. I'll send the videos. Can you hear me now, Penny? I thought I checked my phone and I could hear me. Let me know if you can't. I think I'm okay. Okay, so we sent our projects this morning. I checked the sound. I swear it was working when I checked. But oh good. Yes. Okay, thanks. So we're getting ready to go. We're on Wednesday. I'm sorry for you that aren't going with us, but we are going to be on the beach having seafood. Me and my stamp friends, we're super excited about it. We always say we're okay once we get the butt cheek in the seat. So when the butt cheek's in the seat, we're ready to go. We've got my swaps are done. I still have to put my stuff in a suitcase, but my friends have theirs is all in suitcases, or at least Tanya's is. She's ready. It was impressive. I mean, she's like ready. We looked at the weather and it's going to be in the upper 80s, which we don't even know what that looks like. It's not like what I have on here, which was in the 50s this morning when I took off to do all the things. But I'm excited. I've got some fun things to show you. I'm going to flip my camera and I'm going to show you what I have. Oh, there, I can move that. First of all, because we're getting ready to travel, my friend Carla, who's very good at what she does, look how cute this is. This is me and Sherry and Tanya. Isn't that cute? She made me this fun little card, like ready for the adventure. This is an online exclusive. Make sure you check it out. It's a set I don't have. So if I'm going to use it, I've got to borrow Carla's. But isn't that cute? She does such a good job. So I'm using Flower Fairs today because I wanted to watercolor it. And I'll show you how I did this. Like I attach like this. I'm going to raise this up for a hot minute and then I'll move it back down when I start coloring. So this is how mine is attached to here. So I just flipped it over. I took my Versamark and inked it. Then I took my watercolor paper and put it down on top. And I just used one of my blocks and colored over and went over the back and then embossed it in black. I didn't want you to have to see me emboss, so I didn't do that, but that's embossed with black embossing powder. You have to be patient when you're using the embossing powder on watercolor paper because it just takes a hot minute for it to heat up. It's best if you don't overheat it because if you overheat it, then you're gonna you don't have the little hills. And the whole reason I'm doing this on watercolor paper and I did it this way is so I have my hills and valleys to watercolor. So these are the colors I'm using. I'm using Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple, Flirty Flamingo, and Cloud Cover. Okay, those are the colors. And what I did was, just so you know, I'm just gonna pop these lids open and right there is my little puddle of water. So I have a puddle of water there, or a puddle of ink, and it will be water. And that's how I color this. So I'm going to get these all ready. So again, I've got Daffodil, Granny Apple, Flirty Flamingo, you know, and if you don't, like you can put your thumb in it and then I have Cloud Cover. You can put your thumb in it or you can also put a drop of refill, okay? So I'm going to mist this. I have this little mist bottle and I'm going to mist this because I want my watercolor paper nice and wet. And I know, you go, what? So I misted it. It's nice and wet. And then I'm going to start with the background, and that's my cloud cover. Oh, I didn't show you the card. This is the card we're making. I needed to make a special birthday card for somebody, so this is the one we're making. So I'm going to start with the background, and I've taken my water pen, and I can either just dip it right in here, or I can put a little mist in there too, because I want a variation of color. Wait a minute, I must not have cleaned that out very good, because see, when you don't clean it out good, see, that's a little murky. So I'm going to move this. I just took my towel and wiped out the pad. So now it looks like this. So I'm going to pull some of that from the top up there. And if I don't have enough color in my lid and I want more, I can always drop a refill. Okay, so now I've got this. And I'm just going to, I may need to put my refill in here. See, I'm going to kind of dot this blue, this cloud cover in here. And I'm going to let it move around with the water. It's going to stay out of my flower, sort of, kind of. If it gets in there, I'm kind of okay with it because it's just going to, so I'm going to put another dot of refill in there. I have my cameras up so close because I really want you to see how easy this is. People are afraid of watercoloring, and I don't think you should be. See how the color is blending in there? And I'm like hyper focused on what I'm doing. So if you have a question, I will get back with you, but right now I'm coloring. And see how it's spreading out there and looking so interesting? It just makes me really happy. And everybody watercolors different. You can probably watch 10 watercolor pictures and people watercolor painting, and they're all going to do it a little bit different, which is what's perfect about paper crafting, is we all kind of get to do our own thing. Okay, so this is a great big puddle. I may not want that huge puddle right there, so I'm just going to take my towel, kind of push it off and wipe it off. There we go. Okay, we're still going to move some of this color in here. I want a little over here. All right, so now you can see I've watercolored the background. Now I want these flowers to be Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to go in here and pull some of that out. And I'm going to add some Flirty Flamingo to my flowers. Now sometimes I'll let this dry for a minute and then go in and darken it. They still have a lot of water on them, which I'm okay with. I love this new background stamp. I have big plans for it. I'm going to close up my cloud cover so I don't make a mess. Not that I'm messy or anything. So you can see where they're a little bit wetter. This has, it's still pretty wet, so I'm going to just tap that. And if it goes outside the lines, I'm okay because it's watercolor. That's what I love about watercolor. I know people are a little afraid of it, but in my mind, it's a no-fail thing because you really can't make a ugly watercolor flower. So I've watercolored my flower now. And now I'm going to go to, I'm going to take a little bit of that color off. So my flowers are lots of different shades. Now I'm going to close that up for now. And I'm going to go to my, this is Granny Apple. I'm going to spray a little bit of water in my lid so I have a little bit of puddles in my lid. So I've made some of these puddles so I can kind of get light and dark. So you can kind of see there's a little bit of puddle in here. So now I'm going to go do the leaves. I'm going to do the bottom of these, my stems, and my leaves. And I'm going to use some of that dark refill and some of the light. And I'm going to use both of them in my leaves. So that way I can get a little bit of green. And see, that's gone out of my, and I'm okay. Because when it dries, let me show you. So when it dries, like some of it went out here, but when it dries, it gives such pretty shades of color. Okay, so now I'm done with my greens. I'm gonna make sure I get all the color off this, because now I'm gonna go to daffodil. So here's my daffodil. Again, I'm going to squirt some water in there so I can see the variety of color. And I'm going to put my daffodil in here. These are going to be yellow. And I also want some yellow in these because I just like the way it looks if you add a little yellow to your flowers. And so I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. I'm going to go a little darker because if the yellow goes out, I think it's pretty in the background. Now, I can heat this and dry it. I don't know if you know this or not, but our heat tool has a water drying side. Like it's got embossing and then it's got a drying. So I'm going to dry this for just a minute. So I can dry it. I can turn it over. Sorry about the noise. Oh, thanks, Martha. Martha comes to my classes once a year with her sister, who lives locally. Who, I haven't heard from your sister in a while. How is she? Friends, we're all getting a little bit older. We have to check on each other and our health and well-being. So see how pretty this is drying? Can you see? I mean, it just dries so nice. Now, the other way I can dry it is I can turn it over and tap it. So that took off some of the big puddles. Okay, so now that I've dried it, now I want to go back and I may add a little bit more color in some of these. I'm not going to really wet it. Oh, she's in Florida? All right. She should be coming back soon. It's spring here. My daffodils are up. They're awake. So now I'm going to go back in and just darken some of these little places with it. And I'm not getting it super wet when I do it. I mean, this is how I watercolor. Does anybody else, how do you guys do it? Do you do it different? I love watercolor pencils too. I use those a lot. I'm going to do the same thing with the granny apple. I'm going to go in and just darken a couple of spots. Felt like I missed the bottom of this here. And again, because I don't have a lot of water on the brush, it's not going to run. This is putting the color on very intentionally. My dogs are going to bark because there must be, we've thrown them outside. Oh, you use a tiny paintbrush? So you don't use the water painter? I like our little water painter. So I'm going to go back in the Flirty. I'm going to hit a couple of these little spots just to add some interest to it. You don't have to. You could have been all done watercoloring. And it would have been totally fine. But I just wanted to show you how if you want it a little bit darker, you can just go back in. So Carla uses the watercolor pencil, the blender pens. The other thing I will paint with is a used water painter. This one's a new, not a water painter, a Wink of Stella. This one's a new one, and I'm going to intentionally go over some of the spots, and we're going to add some shimmer to our card. Can you see the shimmer? Let's see. I'm going to bring it down closer again. So the Wink of Stella is adding that shimmer to my card. Can you see that? We love a good shimmer, don't we, friends? Because I'm getting ready to go, I may have ordered a couple of last minute things from Amazon. That's probably who my dogs are trying to eat, is the poor Amazon delivery man. So when I blow dried the outside, this is the blow dry marks. So I push that color to the outside. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do, this is pretty much dry. We're going to assemble our card now, but it's pretty much dry. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go in with my marker, and I'm going to do the centers of these flowers. And that way I could get that brown right there in the center, and it didn't go everywhere, because that's what it has a tendency to do. I'm going to scooch these things out of the way, and we're going to assemble our card. So my original card looks like this, and then here's my other one. So I have some basic black cut. If I wanted to trim it in basic black again, I kind of really like the way that looks. So I think I'm going to use some basic black on this. Here's another piece. Maybe I'll trim this one down and I'll just show a baby bit instead of that one was a little bit bigger. Obviously the person that cut this one couldn't cut straight. Right? So I'm going to get our trimmer out. I'm going to seal this down really well. And I'm going to put this on here like this. Again, I'm going to make it so I just have a little bit of border going around that. Pretty watercolored image. Yep, baby bit. I'll trim this off. Wonder what I was cutting that for, where I cut it so crooked. Who knows? So now I have my image framed in the basic black. Now this is where I have a harder time with my colors. So do I want to put it on flirty? Do I like it better on the green? The other one was on the flirty, so I may use the green just so I have a variety. I also put some cloud cover in the background. I may do this one in green, so when I take a picture, you'll have two different looks. So the first one, the embossing folder that I used was from the Paradise Garden. That's also an online exclusive. This is a hybrid folder, so it also comes with a die that fits in there and cuts things out. And that's the background on this one. And I whacked my Wink of Stella. This one, I ran the cloud cover cardstock through the Ladybugs. I mean, because flowers and ladybugs go well together. So if I put it on this grainy apple, do I love that blue? Probably not as much as I like it here. So what if I cut a piece of this and ran it through with the ladybugs? I might like that better, friends. Let's cut this up. What size do I want this? Let's do 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. What do you think of this? Yeah, I like that better than the cloud cover. Isn't it interesting, depending on which colors kind of show up the most, which ones we like a little bit better? I'm gonna take a second and run this through, and we're going to put some ladybugs on this. I can bring my Big Boss here and we can do all of that, and you can see me run it through, and then when I do that it also shakes the table, which is annoying. So I have my, I don't know how you guys store your embellishments, but on this card I used these cute little epoxy dots. They're adorable and they have like little flowers in them. So that's what I used on this one, those epoxy dots. For mine, since I'm using ladybugs, I want to use a ladybug. So I just pulled out my stack of embellishments and I'm going to flip through here. No, they're not in alphabetical order. They're not in any good order. But I have ladybugs. But see these epoxy dots? They have a flower. See? It looks like you've dripped like a fine tip glue on top. But since I'm using a ladybug folder, I'm going to use a ladybug. Okay, so here's my ladybugs. I love this embossing folder. It has high lows. So this ladybug is taller than the flowers. Can you see that? It's so cute. So we're going to fold this in half. Now, on this card, I added this green ribbon because I had 2 shades of green. Let me show you how I did that because I still think I want to do it to this one. So I put my seal down the edge, and then I took, this is called Specialty Rick Rack, and it's Old Olive, it's in the mini. But I wanted it to show the scallops. So look, I have those cute little scallops now. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to do this on the other side. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're going to be in Long Beach, message me and we will swap cards. I think that's so fun when you get to see people and meet them for the first time. Okay. I like the 2 shades of green because my flowers have 2 shades of green. So now I'm going to put some more seal on this and get my ladybugs to stay down. So now you can see my ladybugs with the 2 shades of green. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to scooch this over to the edge so I can see this. Look, I don't know if you do this or not, but this is the end of this thing of dimensionals. Yay! And I use this piece to tuck under things if I'm going to stamp this and I don't want the stamp to get on this side and I've decided I'm going to add that stamp later, I save these to slide under there. They're like my little mask. How do I look, friends? Now I needed some words and I wanted a small happy birthday. And so I looked around to come up with a small happy birthday and I found it in The Cutest Crew. That's the perfect little happy birthday. These little birds and this guy I'm using for my swaps. That and the race car because I live in Indiana. So now I'm going to add my words right down here. And then we'll put those Ladybug embellishments on here. Isn't that the perfect little happy birthday for right there? All right, let's add some ladybugs. So along with the ladybugs, it comes with these water dots. And this is in the mini. It's online, so all you have to do is look at online. But what I like about it is it looks like water drops on my flowers. So it looks like my water didn't dry. Oh, I forgot to do the center of this one. And I'm going to put some ladybugs by my flowers. You see, there's those ladybugs down there. Isn't that cute? All right, friends. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back. Tanya's going to be live. We'll be back next Monday. I'll be back next Monday. And then we'll be together next Wednesday. But we're going to be traveling, getting all kinds of ideas. I'm super excited about the ideas that Stampin' Up! Has to share with us. We'll be with like-minded people. If you don't travel with girls, you're missing out because we have a great time. So thanks for joining me. Gosh, I hope where you are, the sun's shining and you get to go outside and enjoy it because it's beautiful here today. So enjoy the sunshine. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next Monday. Have a good one, friends. Bye.